What is going on? I'm zmoT. We are on the HQ17 account right in there that has the terrible statues, because a number of you have reached out on YouTube, on Discord, saying that today's War Factory is an interesting one. So I'm going to poke my head in, have a look, and then hopefully we can take this puppy down. We don't have Dr. Vitamin. We do have zookas and things. Wow. Doom cannons. Do not, I repeat, do not go right. Those will melt your faces, like just absolutely face melting. So I'm going to have to go left. This is going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. So we need to get rid of those shields because doom cannons like that will just crush our souls. I mean, bullet could stand out front for a little bit, but even then, not going to go super well. What we are going to do is I am going to damage all sorts of rocket launchers like those 4, those 3, and then we're going to drop Miss Everspark right about there. Now, I need to be very, very careful about which ones we get rid of because we don't have a lot of gunboat energy on this account. I am going to double hack because there is so much damage in that neighborhood that we can get rid of basically everything. So down go the first... Uh-oh. Come on, Doom Cannons. There we go. Was a little bit concerned there. Don't have enough gunboat energy to do any more damage, but getting rid of 3 is not bad. Now, we wouldn't have had to double hack there, which is kind of nice. We need to get rid of those shields, though. Holy, I'm going to use the remainder of my gunboat energy on these lasers, making sure, throw your artillery on the corner. That way you can get those supply chests down eventually as well. And then we're going to retreat. We're not going to waste any troops, any gold, any diamonds. And now we're just going to keep picking away at this stuff. Don't need to do a heck of a lot more. Also, we need to be very careful about how far those doom cannons range. We're going to do 3 more, and that should set us up in a magical form. Now, we're going to flare that one. It is the only undamaged... Oh, I was waiting for her to pop out a smoke. She didn't do it, so we saved ourselves a smoke there. Be aware of that. And then the double hack. Now, the next rocket launcher that's going to be selected is that one right there, which is closest to us. I'm going to flare it simply because the hacks come out a little bit faster that way. Down. Oh, the doom cannon didn't go down. Not the end of the world, but definitely not ideal. Now, Everspark, I probably should have re-smoked her because as you're about to see right here, she ended up taking a shot to the face, which cost us a couple shots on that rocket launcher. So sometimes it's worth re-smoking Everspark, I think I just called her, simply because it means that the defenses can target the rocket launcher instead of Everspark. And when there's a limited amount of damage, like we just saw, that can be the difference between winning and losing. So we've now gotten rid of 6 rocket launchers. We've now done a bunch of damage on those lasers. So we're getting there. This is going to be a slog. Like this, I'm not even sure we'll be able to do this or not, but we're going to give it a go. Now, at this point, we're going to use troops for those rocket launchers because doom cannons don't range a heck of a lot of them, which is going to cause a problem or two. And then also the lasers. Like those lasers, it's going to be a problem. I need to figure out my plan. I think my plan is going to be... Oh man, I want to go hack that there shock launcher, but it scares me a lot. So let's go something... Oh man, we're going to go something like this. I'm going to drop Everspark. Now, I am not sure which side of the core she's going to walk on. I think she's going to walk on this side, which is going to hit all of those shock mines. And then I'm going to go like this and just, it's going to be touch and go. I'm going to press the button. I'm going to flare that back shock launcher. Now, this is preparing for our next attack. This is not, or like core hit in 2 attacks, I should say. This is not for right now. And then 1 more smoke. Oh man, she almost walked out, and she did walk on the side. I thought she was going to, but we didn't need to worry about those shock mines. So again, take that into account. And then out comes Everspark, boom, and then all of those doom cannons are just going to melt that shock launcher, like instant death. Now, what's next, you're asking? We're going to drop 1 smoke right there. We're going to flare to right about there. And then we're going to drop 3 boats of zookas. Now, these zookas might not make it back? Don't entirely know, but we have barely enough gunboat energy to get into there. And now we should be out of the range of those doom cannons. If those doom cannons turn around, which looks like they're not going to. Oh, it started to turn. You see that? It like did a little like, oh, what's over there? And so now we can get all of these rocket launchers down. That is going to be absolutely, absolutely fantastic. And then I am going to throw all of my gunboat energy on to those lasers right there. And then we are going to retreat and just hope for the absolute, absolute best. Oops, I forgot to click retreat the second time. And if you're wondering why I'm retreating, we're saving that gunboat energy for later, wasting a couple troops in the process, but we've almost got that laser down. Lots of good things happening here. So this is one of those ones where you need to come with a plan or leave in defeat. So we've gotten rid of almost those two lasers, all of these rocket launchers, and even if you're just looking at the rewards, we've gotten a whole bunch of rewards on that left-hand side. So things are looking up. That laser might have been a better one to get rid of, but you see we've got all of this space behind the core, and those mortars are going to be a massive problem as well. So I think I probably should have brought like grenadiers and then brought grenadiers back into here. We're not going to spend diamonds on that though. We're going to use the troops we have, and we need to augment those though. Here goes augment. Sorry, bit of a thread on our Discord earlier in the week that comes to mind when that topic comes up, or that word comes up. So now all of these doom cannons, we need to avoid them very, very cautiously. That laser can go. I'm kind of tempted to just go get rid of those lasers to start with. That could be a bad, bad, bad idea though. One of those things where I'm not sure what the best approach is here, and so I kind of think that I kind of need to start thinking, I suppose. Let's go, let's get rid of those two lasers to start with, using gunboat energy. I think a barrage on this one is likely the best bet. I don't know how much damage my low-level artillery and barrage does, but look at that. Absolutely perfect last rocket success. Now, I'm going to drop all of my troops right into here, hoping that all of them get underneath smoke just like that. That doom cannon wants to melt our faces, but we're not going to let it. And then just gappy smokes. You don't need to be perfect with your smokes when it comes to doom cannons, because they have a bit of a delay. You'll see, like, with many buildings, you need to be crystal perfect, or squeaky clean, I think is the word I was trying to use there. With doom cannons, you can get away with not being. So now the problem starts to happen though. So we are going to need a lot of luck here. This is going to be very, very difficult. This is going to be a problem. That laser is going to also be a concern. But I think we can shock most of these things. We can get an Everspark hack out there trying to get some of the mortars distracted. Now, we don't necessarily need to clear every single mortar, but we need to get rid of those shield gens. And those shield gens are our primary focus at this point, as the laser cuts through all of our ladies, like just causing nothing but problems. But as you can see there, we're starting to get into those final shield gens. Getting onto those shield gens is absolutely critical. Getting that laser to focus on that mortar would be magical. And now just melting things ever so slowly, like just at the brink of, or the precipice of despair, because we are not going super duper well here. Those critters are trying their darndest to save the day. Let's move our troops up into here, trying to move away from those mortar bombs. And now, Everspark's critters at the very, very worst should be able to finish off that shield gen, and that's why I moved slightly north. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to force quit here, because you guys actually, no, I'll just pause, because you guys don't need to see Everspark dropping critters. That is a waste of your time and mine. But as you can see there, look at that little pink deal. They are doing a little bit of damage. That is going down, so we should be able to get all of the shields, I think. Okay, the shield did in fact go down, as you can see right there. And so now we've got a core hit with all sorts of doom cannons that we need to somehow sneak into an attack. This is going to not be super easy. This is going to be an absolute problem, but we should be able to pull it off. Now, that laser is just going to be nipping at our heels. It's going to cause nothing but problems. So we're going to go get rid of that laser, and then we're going to have to work our way towards the core. I really don't know if we'll be able to get this down. So if at this point you're like, I can't do that, then go get the laser, clear the doom cannons, and farm all of these cells, because you're going to be able to get those 65 points very easily by doing that. Avoid the mortars, avoid the doom cannons, and that way you can get all of the rewards except for that final iron reward. So there are a couple different ways to do it, but the heavies I think were pretty darn helpful. Everspark, maybe not quite as much, but she did help to get that laser to lock on there. So let's get in here, see if we can take this puppy down. I don't have high hopes, but we're going to give it a shot just because I don't like failing, and I'm sure none of you do as well. So we are using smoke. We are going to go right to about there. Need to be a little bit squeaky clean here, because otherwise that laser's, it's already going to fire. So we are going to be in that neighborhood right there. Have not lost any troops yet, I don't think. And then we are going to flare right into there. Come on, pop out, pop out. Oh, I was really hoping that heavy would pop out. And now at the same time, Everspark has just completely bit the dust. So I don't have any hope of taking this down. So that is why I have decided to flare onto those doom cannons. Hopefully, thankfully, that critter right there getting the shot in the face. So we are going to fail this war factory, but we're going to do so in an impressive fashion. We got lots of practice on the hacking over there. We smoked some troops. We used a one smoke landing. So lots of good things about this attack, even though we failed. I will do this with a max level account. I think it should be fairly straightforward with a max level account. We're going to use bullet and taunt, I think. And then at this point, we're just going to farm all of these cells, getting all of the points. And it sucks. I hate failing, but on the plus side, we've gotten basically every single reward. So doing all of these hacks and clearing those mortars and the lasers and stuff like that, it all worked towards getting us the rewards. So at the very least, it has been helpful. And now 65 gears, I guess they call them, should be fairly easy. We're at 58. We're not going to need to go anywhere near those hot pots, because hot pots are bad. Hot pots to a low level are incredibly dangerous. Thankfully, we do have the heavies out front, so if we wanted to, we could go over there. We've already got that 65 gear reward though, so at least there's a win there. Varying levels of success. Gearheart itself is great practice. Like, it is probably the best operation practice. It is the best troop maneuvering practice. It is good for so many things. So even if you're not trying to take it down, as a mid to low level, take it as an opportunity to practice your troop movements and hacks and things like that, because it's not often you get that sort of real life practice where you can actually get rewards as a result. Friendly challenges are great. You get all sorts of good stuff from friendly challenges, but this is a bit more of a real world scenario. As we wait and clear all of these mortars, we are not going to get all of the mortars. We're actually, it's going to be darn close. We don't have enough gunboat energy for a shock, so we're probably just killing our troops here. But on the plus side, getting more of those gears, we're not going to get to that final reward, but actually, you know what? Look at that. We managed to get all of the mortars. I am going to finish off getting that final mortar just to say that I got it, and then we're going to retreat. We don't need to get all of these buildings and don't need to kill all of our troops, so let's just get the heck out of Dodge. 79, 80 gears, pretty darn good result for a low level, but those doom cannons and the microwavers and the mines by core just making things impossible-ish for a low level. If you manage to get this, do let me know what I would do on my own if I wasn't trying to make this accessible for all of the peoples. What I would do is I would smoke... Oh, I don't even know if I would do that. Because if you were to smoke back in here, you could throw one perfect shock. Actually, I don't even know if you can. Sorry, turning my head sideways. Probably can throw a perfect shock right about there in the middle of some of those mortars. Get a bunch of mortars. Also going to have to shock over here, so I won't have the gunboat energy to do that. So scrap that. You need a lot of gunboat energy for this war factory. I am going to pause right here, give you guys some of the magical speed serum, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, let's get into War Factory. I am just going to go something like this. We're going to go all Bombardiers because all Bombardiers is amazing. I love it. It's ridiculous and amazing and awesome. And also it's going to put them out of the range of those Doom Cannons. I'm pretty sure, not entirely sure, but mostly sure. And then what we are going to do is just load Captain Bullet, Dr. Bullet, Private Bullet, and his taunt, and we're just going to try to go ham. And just a note, ham has 2 A's in it. For those of you who were unaware, I was unaware for a long time. And now we're just going to drop all of our Bombardiers, and we're just going to go something like this, hoping, yes, we managed to get all of them into those smokes. I very rarely am able to do that, as we lose a couple of them because I got overly confident. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, I did this in the exact wrong order. This is going to be a bloodbath. This is not going well, my friends. This is not going well at all. I need Bullet to get out of these smokes, but he's not going to do it simply because of the fact... Oh, he did. I assumed he was not going to make it out because of the fact that I threw my smokes backwards. Not sure if any of the eagle-eyed of you noticed that or not, but 1000% threw those smokes backwards. So you need Bullet smoke to be thrown first, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. But look at this, Bullet's health, getting hit by all of those Doom Cannons. We've cleared all of those rockets, and he's still at 100% health. Close to anyways. No problem at all for him. The Bombardiers, on the other hand, stepped into range of way too many buildings, and as a result, we just got utterly and completely melted. So I'm going to flare up into here, hoping to get some of those mortars distracted. I'm also going to have to throw a shock here for a second, just to let them... Shocking too late. This is not going well for me, my friends. This is not going well for me at all. But Bullet should now be in the range of all of the things. Those mortars, I'm not even going to use my taunts because they're not doing a heck of a lot of damage to him. Bullet's got tons and tons of health. And look how much easier this is for max levels. Like, just kind of hanging out, getting all of the things down. And those lasers aren't in range because our troops have way more range. Just so much easier for max levels that even with this mediocre to poor to somewhat terrible attack, we should be able to get all the way to core on one attack. If it's going to go down or not, not entirely sure, but should have a decent shot at it. So I'm actually going to flare onto that laser just to make things interesting. Is it the right call? Not at all. But should be able to get Bullet where we need him to be. Those back 2 mortars are not shocked, so we're going to need to throw some shocks onto them. Just utterly and completely ridiculous. Now, note those lasers, they lock on until death, so they are going to lock onto Bullet until the end of time. So we've got a little bit of time here, just hanging out, taking out all of the lasers and the Doom Cannon, and the Boom Cannons, and just all of the things. And we can throw some critters over here because actually the lasers are gone. So there goes that one. Let's get Bullet over into here, moving away from those Doom Cannons. Shock launcher is going to be a problem. Oh, Doom Cannon's down there too. So I don't think we're going to be able to solo this. There are just too many buildings and Bullet's health is too darn low. But come on, like that is what we got done in 5 attacks with a low level. So 5 times stronger. I don't know what the number you want to put on it, but just utterly and completely ridiculous how strong Bombardiers and Bullet are. Now, If any of you took this down using Scorchers, please let me know. I would love to hear about Scorchers taking this down just based on how many Doom Cannons there are, and I'm very tempted to waste some gold to go do that myself, but I just don't think we're going to do that today. So this has already been a very, very long video as we take down all of the things. Look at that. That is one attack. Just insane. And it took all of the time to get to that point. So 60 gears in one attack. Pretty darn awesome. I'm kind of tempted. You know what we're going to do? I'm sure a bunch of you know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to send Bullet out in front, and then I am going to drop all of my bombardiers in behind, and we're just going to do a bit of a save the core. Oh, that Doom Cannon just turned. Did it get a shot off? No. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to throw some critters in there. Like, even just the ability to throw critters as a max level is such a game changer. So if you're sitting there with, like, your rockets upgrading and your sculptor upgrading and like, just upgrade your headquarters, please, for the love of everything that's holy. This is not Clash of Clans. You should upgrade your headquarters immediately. Always upgrade your headquarters as fast as you can, because it's going to give you bombardiers, it's going to give you bullet, it's going to give you extra statues, it's going to give you super duper OP troops. So highly, highly, highly recommend going out there and getting all of these things, if it's available, obviously. Bit by little bit, though, just like our first War Factory account, the more you can do, just chip away at it, the better off you're going to be. So we're going to clear all of those mines using critters that were way, way, way too expensive. And now we're going to flare back into there. And the reason for that is that it gets Bullet out front, hopefully, which should give us all sorts of advantages. Oh, I just noticed that that shock launcher can be barded out, and now at this point, it's over. Like, there is no chance that we fail this. Bullet's just gonna stand out front, and I started to do a save the core, and then I realized, you know what, I've already wasted way too much of your time. I think it's pretty clear that a save the core will not be a heck of a lot of difficulty, because these troops are just standing in, shooting things in the face. Bullet is taunting the heck out of things, and we're gonna be able to take this puppy down super duper simple. So that is all for me. Now, my Seeker account with the yellow school buses has gotten into Diamond, so do consider subscribing. I'm going to show you what the heck I did there. It was full-on ridiculous mode. I can't believe I managed to get it there, so do consider throwing that into your subscriptions. Click the bell, all that sort of fun stuff. Otherwise, as per always, I have been zmoT. Thank you for coming in.